Now recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Gwen, if I can start with you. You've emphasized the importance of legislation in the stablecoin industry. I've been a supporter of the legislation, stablecoin legislation, for a long time, introducing one of the original piece of legislation and being supportive of the Payment Stablecoins Act in this committee last year. Could you explain to us what your experience has been with the current status quo? What would happen if there was a further delay in congressional action?
I think the problem is that we risk, until we bring stablecoins into the regulatory perimeter, we risk having stablecoins that are not structured appropriately the way this bill would do it, and for instance, your bill would have done it. And I think that the real benefit is having a regulatory structure that sets minimum that anyone who is identified as a licensed stablecoin issuer would be adhering to.
Are there any specific oversight measures you think should be included in that comprehensive framework?
Well, I think the framework now allocates the oversight to either state regulators or one of the federal regulators with a federal framework that really is the anchor for it. There can be alternative state regulatory frameworks, but they have to satisfy the same standards. So I do think that there is a good anchor there, and seems like there's as much oversight in this framework as there is in the dual banking system.
And would you support requirements for regular audits and transparent reserve reporting, which I believe help prevent banking failures like we saw in 23?
Yeah, I think those are absolutely critical, not only for preventing that, but also just publicizing in some ways to the public who wants to use this as to which are the safe stablecoins and which weren't. They can look at the disclosure and make informed decisions.
Thank you. Mr. Cascarilla, as someone heavily involved in the international payment system, you're familiar with threats to the dollar's role as the global reserve currency. China is heavily promoting digital payment systems from Alipay and Tencent in countries that are involved in the Belt and Road Initiative. They're also, as you know, seeking to make Hong Kong into a major player in global crypto markets. How might a clear U.S. regulatory framework for stablecoins affect international adoption and strengthen the dollar's global position?
Well, I think it'll be a very significant boost because it'll create a level of trust in the usage of stablecoins that right now still does not exist. And if you look around the traditional financial system and the desire to be able to use stablecoins, it's very significant. And until you have this regulatory clarity, traditional financial institutions as well as more widespread consumer adoption is just going to be limited. And that, of course, creates opportunity because other nations and other currencies can take advantage of that.
Thank you so much. And Ms. Butler, you discussed BNY stablecoin activities out of its New York State chartered bank. State chartered banks play a critical role in New Jersey, where I'm from, and the economic opportunities that stablecoins offer are continuing to grow. Do you believe the proposed dual federal-state structure in the stable bill is sufficient for both bank and non-bank stablecoin issuers?
So we support federal consistency, no matter what pathway you choose, whether it's state or federal, but we need to have federal standards applied consistently to all.
Thank you. If I can move quickly to Mr. Collison, one of my primary concerns is that without proper guardrails, more crypto companies will flee overseas to jurisdictions like Bermuda, the Bahamas, or France, who already have comprehensive regulatory systems in place. And I worry that giving them first mover advantage will allow them to we're allowing potentially adversarial jurisdictions to set the playing field on a global scale. What specific competitive advantages are other countries gaining in the digital asset space, and what does the U.S. need to do to maintain its financial leadership?
Well, most importantly, I concur. I think that's a risk. And I think by far the most important thing that the U.S. can do and that Congress can do is to provide a clear and effective framework for stablecoins here in the country. And I think in broad strokes, that which is under discussion today does that.
Thank you so much, and I yield back. Thank you.